Hello, everybody. Cal Banyan on calbanyan.com. So glad to have you back. Hey, if you're watching this anywhere except on calbanyan.com, you need to go there, become a member. It's free. You can get access to all my videos. The only place all my videos are at is on calbanyan.com, along with my training schedule and some other really cool stuff. Hey, thrive as a high demand hypnosis professional. This is what this is going to be about. You see, I happen to know some hypnosis professionals that are in high demand. I mean, in fact, if you've been following these, I've got Donna Bloom with me, and she's seeing like 18 to 20 clients a week. And, as I also talked about, is that, you are as we threw this word around last time, a hypnopreneur, which means you got to do all this different stuff. How do you manage? Well, you're going to be in our conversation as we talk about that today. All right, let me tell you more about Donna, but you should have watched the 3 previous videos. If you haven't, just hit pause, go back there and find them. Donna Bloom is an NGH board certified hypnotist and 5-path hypnosis practitioner professional since 2013. Her unique approach to doing 5-path helps clients to experience a profound sense of trust, inner calm, and ongoing success. She is a 5-path certified professional who creatively guides clients to follow their inner guidance system to achieve their goals and dreams, on and on and on, because you know what? When you've changed through insight, the change is permanent. Donna is a talented hypnotist who loves working with both teens and adult clients. Maybe I'll have her come back someday and do like the 5 most or 7 most important things to consider when working with teens. That would be really good. She lives on Long Island with her husband and 2 beautiful children. She's a contributing author, writer for 5-Path International Association Hypnosis Professionals Journal. She spoke at the NGH convention. She spoke at our annual 5-Path International Association, we call it IAHP, symposium here in Dallas. She's a great example of what it is to be a successful professional hypnotist. Hey, Donna, how you doing?
Thank you, Cal, for that warm introduction. So let me tell everyone about you, Cal. Cal Banyan is the living authority on hypnosis that works. He is a thought leader. He's the developer of 5-path, 7-path self-hypnosis, and my favorite book for new clients, The Secret Language of Feelings. He is also the teacher of some of the most successful hypnotists and hypnotherapists in the profession, including myself.
Thank you. And you know what? I want to do a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of a recognition here. I'm not the lone hypnotist. I am in a partnership with my wife, Maureen Banyan, who runs everything behind the scenes. She greases the gears. And then I have also partners like Donna and Brenda and all the people that have been co-hosts that really just make our community, the 5-path hypnosis movement, move along. So, here, let's do something great together. Let me reiterate what we're talking about today, right? How to thrive as a high demand hypnosis professional, because we got 2 people here that were in high demand and we got a lot of stuff to do. And so we're going to talk about how the heck do you manage that? See, the first one was getting into the profession. The other was marketing the profession. And, we've kind of got a theme going here, right? So Donna, how did you come up with this? And what do you want to accomplish?
Okay, so you asked me to think about some questions, and because I do all kinds of marketing and I am in high demand, I have a quality problem, is that I am in such high demand that it's overwhelming. And when I'm seeing so many clients a week, listening to their issues, you get practitioner burnout. And I was curious if you could give me some suggestions on how to lighten the load and make it easier.
Okay. Well, there's a whole lot of things you can do. One is marry Maureen Banyan. That's, some people have a spouse that can do some stuff, but most don't. Most people go, that's your thing, right? And so some things that I was in the situation Donna is in with regard to seeing a whole lot of clients. I mean, Monday through Friday, I was seeing 4, sometimes 5 clients. I'd have these weeks where oh my gosh, 20 clients. And one of the things I did to manage that And I'm also the person who records audios, the person who records. Well, I wasn't doing too much video work back. I'm talking about 1995, 96, and 97, 98, when I was just the hypnotist that was cranking and cranking and cranking. But building websites, doing audio recordings, and trying to build my business, marketing, and all this stuff. And one of the things I did is I said one day, you know what? If I keep trying to do everything, I'm not going to do everything excellently. And I really want everything done excellently. And so one of the first things I did is I gave up something. I said, you know what? I'm so glad I had a technical background and I could do websites because I could learn that stuff. And back then they had front page where it was software you could build websites with. And I said, I'm going to give that up. And so I started off with a part-time and then eventually became full-time person that just did everything electrical. Websites, helped me with the duplication of audios and eventually videos and all that stuff. And so I started delegating stuff. And one of the smartest things I ever did, now, eventually it got to be too expensive because I actually had 2 IT people doing all this stuff. And it's like, okay, there's a balance between hiring people, paying people to do stuff, and all of your money going to them and not into your business and yourself, right? And so I have a secret weapon, and his name is Rexon. Rexon, years ago, I mean, like probably 10 or 12 years ago, I ran across this website, and I don't know, it's replaceyourself.com, something like that. And what they do is they help you. This place specializes in getting assistance, virtual assistance, right? But I don't think that's a really good name for what I have. I got a Filipino who did all my IT work. And then that was going so well, and I had so much IT work, I had 2. And so it started off, I forget what the first fellow's name was. Let's call him John, right? And then I had Rex on, and then John, terrible thing happened. His girlfriend moved to Canada and and migrated there, and then made him move there too, where they got married. Oh, that's terrible. But anyway, I lost him, but Rexon was able to keep up the slack. So one of the things is you can hire someone, and it could be someone abroad. Now, here's the interesting thing about Rexon. He's been working for us for about 7 years. I've never seen him. I've never talked to him on the phone. I've never seen this guy. I've never talked to this guy. And if you know Cal Banyan, you know that I've got calbanyan.com. I got hypnosiscenter.com. I got the Banyan hypnosiscenter.com. I got Banyan hypnosis career training.com. I got hypnosis.org and other stuff, hypnopreneur.com. I got all this stuff, right? And he manages all of it. And we do it all by email. Okay. And he's just a guy, he's got like a bachelor's degree in that stuff in computer science, and he just figures it out. And that's awesome. So, and you guys can do that. He started off at $200 a month. $200 a month. I don't have to pay anything except $200 a month. And that's just crazy. And now he's been with us. He makes $500 a month. He's doubled his income. Okay. Don't have to do Social Security, don't have to work with comp. And that just works. And if I had to go through 3 people, 4 people to find him, it was worth it. Now, I'm going to do a little plug for Filipinos. Filipino people that you hire for whatever you're doing, they love working for American companies. They tend to have decent to very good English skills. They tend to have a very good work ethic. And so I like, what's not to like about that? They love America. They like being identified with America, and so they're good. So that's one thing. You can begin to give up some of the things that are not stuff that other people could do better or as good as you. Okay. And then you were also telling me about something in our little pre-discussion of this, and that you can also narrow down what you do, so you're just working with some of your favorite kinds of clients. You want to talk about that?
back in June, there must have been an episode on the 90-Day Fiance where some woman needed to be hypnotized to stop smoking for surgery. So she was on the episode with the hypnotist. That night, it was a Saturday night. I think I received 3 requests for consultations on a Saturday night for weight loss. And I thought that was bizarre. They usually come in dribs and drabs, 3 of them. I was like, what was happening? Then the next day, 3 and 4 more. They kept on coming and coming and coming. And then several weeks ago, there was more media in a news article about hypnosis. And that, again, got a lot of buzz on my website and more requests for quotes. And I've just become so overwhelmed that there's not enough time for me to be able to breathe and do the things that I want to do. So I had to take a step back and look about some systems that I could put in place for myself. And the first thing was boundaries. I decided I didn't want to work with smokers anymore. So I took that off my website. That was one thing I did. The other thing I did, getting back to last week, on my Google My Business page, it said that I was open on Saturdays. Well, I closed that one down. And then I closed the hours as well on Facebook and on my website so that people won't call me on Saturdays.
What I like about that particularly is if you're getting too many clients, and I know some people go, oh yeah, I wish I had too many clients, but it can happen. Okay, is that you can start focusing on your ideal clients, which makes work even better, and as you work on your ideal clients and maybe you narrow it down, still generally a generalist, but really working with those groups you want to work with, and work just becomes more of a joy, and the stress and overwhelm goes down, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yes.
And if you were talking to Maureen, you know what she would say?
What would Maureen say?
Raise your price.
Yes. Yes.
Raise your fee. And I've got this thing. I say, if you're 80% booked, you need to raise your fee. And so, like, let's say you and I, we've been around for a while, but you got a new person and they're starting to get clients and they're starting to get full. And they said, well, I'm already charging $200 a session, And I'd say, is there anybody out there who's booking with you that wouldn't have booked if it was $225? Oh, they probably still would have booked. Well, what about $250? Yeah, I think they still would have booked. So do $250, right? And so raising your price, what does that do? It narrows out some people who are not quite so serious, and it upgrades your income, which makes it more fun to go to work.
Exactly.
Cool. Keep going.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's funny, during the symposium too, I was chatting with Erica, and she said the same thing to me. And every time I go to convention, Maureen will sit down with me and we'll talk about price structuring. So it's definitely good to keep in mind that you don't have to just raise your prices once a year. You can do it, in incremental times throughout the year when, as you said, you're 80% booked.
Cool. Keep going. Well, what other kind of suggestions do you have for people?
So, I wanted to spend not all of my time doing, client session. There were some projects that I wanted to work on. So that was another reason why I had to really figure out, how am I going to structure my time so that I could spend maybe 1.5 days doing other things than seeing clients, so that I'm working on other areas of my business where I can get residual income without having to be in my office.
That's wonderful. Yeah. What's residual income? You do something, you put something in place that keeps generating money, even though you had the day off, or you got sick, or you're in Bali, or something like that, right? I mean, that's really working smarter, not harder. That's one of the things I also did when I was like seeing all these clients. I was starting to go from, I love hypnosis, to I hate hypnosis. I was getting to that point because it was just a grind, right? And one of the other things that I really, really like to do, I've done it with everything I've ever done, and that is teach. And so for me, and not for everybody, some people that's not their thing, but for me, I knew I had a talent for teaching and I liked teaching. And so then I went and became an instructor, and then developed my own training system and all this stuff. And that was a way to be creative and also to magnify my income. I remember one of my first hypnosis courses, I went in there and there was like 17 people, and everyone, this is back in like 1995, that had paid like about $1,000 to be there. I'm thinking, this instructor just is made $17,000 this weekend. And in 1995, it was like, blow my mind, right? And so that planted in the back of my mind that, I would love to do that. I'd love to teach, and I'd love to be able to make $17,000 in a weekend. And so, and now I can do, not a weekend, in a week and stuff. Good. So diversify what you're doing. Some of it is profitable, like we're talking about, residual income, teaching and stuff like that, but also take a break, right? Go do something else. And that is fun and uses your abilities, your intellect and your talents and your body and stuff, right? What else you got for us?
So those were really my questions for this week about, how to, create, to prevent client burnout, what we can do about it.
All work and no play makes the hypnotist a boring, burnt out person, right? And to go have some things that fascinate you or energize you. For example, one of the best things that happened, I got a new office about 2 years ago, right? And it was farther away from where I lived in the one before. You see, I used to, it was only like 5 or 6 miles to my office, but now it's like 18 miles to my office. And I love that because I ride a motorcycle. And for me, now every day on my way to work, I get to ride my motorcycle. And on the way home, unless it's like thunder and lightning or something, I'm not crazy. I have done that, but that's getting home from like Washington, D.C. And it's like, you got to get home, right? But it's like those little mini vacations in the day. And some people it's exercise, some people it's, sword play or something like that. But don't be like a one-trick pony. Have fun, see your family, pet your dog, and do spiritual things that rejuvenate you. And that's what I say. What do you think?
I love that. So this year I wanted to learn how to play pickleball. It took me a while. I finally found like a beginner class. It was instructional. And I'll tell you, I will not let any hypnosis client get in the way of my pickleball class. And I'm loving it. It's so much fun.
You gotta tell us what the heck that is.
Pickleball? Oh, it's the latest craze. It's played on a tennis court. It's a little bit smaller than a tennis court, usually played in doubles. It's played with a racket and essentially a wiffle ball. And it's got all kinds of rules, and it's very social.
I thought you said pickleball.
I did say pickleball.
Oh, nice. You use a wiffle ball to play pickleball.
Yes, exactly.
See, I didn't know anything about this.
Well, it's very popular, pickleball.
All right, good. Yeah, I can tell you just got the biggest smile on your face just thinking about it.
Because it's fun and it's humbling. And believe it or not, you're in hypnosis. I'm in hypnosis when I'm playing because I'm focused in the moment and completely enjoying that.
And everything else goes away.
Yes. And it's been good for my body and it's been good for my mental health.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for that. All right, wrap it up.
So thank you so much for having me, Cal. It's been so much fun. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can find me at www.wisemindhypnosis, and do go to www.calbanyan.com for his 500 plus videos like this one and so many more where there's so much learning to be had.
Awesome. And this is either number 600 plus or minus one. Maybe the next one's 600. I don't know. I can't keep count, but I think this is like number 600. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm very honored. Thank you.
Or 99 or 601. It is something like that. I can never keep count. But it's a very good likelihood. Now, let me just say, I'm so honored to have here. I want you guys to leave a comment below and with other topics you'd like to have Donna talk about. And I'd love to have her back. You think you come back sometime?
I would love to come back. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, Cal Banyan, please go to calbanyan.com. Please like, share, and comment. Your input is so valuable. You don't know what it's like the day before we do this, we go, oh, what are we going to talk about? What are we talking about? But if we can go into the comments section and say, oh, they want to know more about this, that, and that, then we can do great things together. All right, go to my website, get all my videos, find out about my course schedule, and maybe I'll see you in class someday. In the meantime, Cal Banyan signing out.